Hello. Oh, better just get my camera straight. Hello, and I'm in my bedroom today. This is quite a serious matter. Something that happened to me many years ago with my little Frankie here, as you can see. I don't know if you can spot what's wrong with him, whether you can or not. Frank? No, I think you'd only be able to spot what's wrong with him if you saw him walking. Anyway, when I had him, he was a very extremely expensive cat, £1,000, and absolutely loved him. He's a little dot, and he'd always jump on my head. He'd be sitting on my head. I've got photos with him sitting on my head. He was trouble. He was boisterous. He was absolutely fantastic. And I took him for his vaccinations, and the first one went great, and there was a man there, that my vet that I usually see, and he was great, and he had his vaccinations, and he said, Frank is perfectly healthy, perfectly fine, he can have his vaccinations, everything's fine. Then it come to him having his second vaccinations, and there was this older woman, and she gave him his second vaccinations, and then she said, oh, his ears are a little bit dirty. Well, to be quite honest, they weren't that much dirty. He says, do you want me to clean them? I said, yeah. Biggest regret of my life. Biggest regret. Should have just done them myself. So she got this like bottle, grabbed Frank's ear and squirted it down. Then cleaned it, and then she went on his other ear, squirted it down. I mean, even I was thinking, imagine someone doing that to you, you'd be like, oh, like, well, I didn't think anything of it at the time, because I thought, well, she's a vet. You know, she obviously knows what she's doing, you know, squirting all the stuff down his ear, and he just had his second vax. And so I took him home, and I saw him. It was only a dirty little thing. And I saw him, and his head was tilted like that. He was going round in circles and circles and circles and circles, and he was like, he didn't know where he was or nothing. He was just kept going. So I grabbed him, held him tight, and it was like his head was, and his eyes were going all round his head. Just before the vet shut, they were just shutting. So I bombed it to the vets. I said, look, I said, and this time the man was there, because I don't know if this must have happened the next night. This is years ago, right? I didn't think I was going to be doing a video on it. It's vague and just off memory. It's not going to be perfect. So it's just vague and off memory. But the motto of the story is, do not squirt nothing down no one's ears. So I rushed him to the vet, and he was there, and he said, I can't understand it, I've not long seen him, he was fine, he was healthy, he was this, that, the other. So he gets him in his car, and he takes him somewhere. He said to me, he says, has he had a bang on the head? I said, no, absolutely not. He says, are you sure? Because this usually happens when they have a bang on their head. I said, he's absolutely not had a bang on his head. So he took him to this hospital. Now, I spent a lot of money on Frank, £1,000 buying him, and so I did a sensible thing, and I got him insured. And I did it really quickly because I wanted him insured really fast. And then I thought, well, I'll look into insurances later, and I'll get him a really good one later. But for now, go compare, click, yeah, he's insured. So I thought, well, he's insured, so that's fine. So he takes him off, and he had him for a couple of days, and then he brings him back. He was giving him this, that, the other, steroids, blah blah, everything. And then they decide that he's got to go. An hospital was 2 hours away, so Frank was being passed to and fro, and his vet, he sees, I pay the first 100. So we finally get to this hospital. It's 2 hours away, and we had to stop there all day because there's no point coming back. 2 hours there, 2 hours back, and then I might as well be coming 2 hours back again and then 2 hours back. So we ended up staying there and just sitting there, twiddling his thumbs. My mum came with me, and they saw Frank, and they took him in this tunnel. I'd looked through his ear, and I do not remember what they said happened to him, but he'd got some damage to his ear, and he had to have an operation. And they also said that he might have to have his other ear done as well. He might, but they're going to work on the worst one. By now, all my money has been sucked up. But right, I've read on my insurance, I've got £5,000 insurance. And by now, the majority of that had been taken just by diagnosing him. And I can remember thinking, you've took all my money, I've got no money left to get him treated, but you've took all the money that I'm entitled to just diagnose it. A very expensive diagnosis. Couldn't you have done it a little bit quicker? You imagine what if that comes out of your own pocket? I mean, hundreds are coming out of my pocket, and I honestly believe it was something that vet did. And I'm paying for it now. And Frank's also paid for it, because Frank's never been the same ever since. He lost his old personality, that boisterous little kitten jumping on my head, that boisterous little mischievous. He's never, ever, ever been the same. And all my family were saying, you can't get into debt. You can't go borrowing any money. You cannot get into debt. And I was really torn. I mean, there was never a part of me where Frank would have been put down, but to be given up as such, because I mean, he was a gorgeous little spank. Someone would look after him, but he was mine, and I just didn't feel like all this was fair or right. I'd spent £1,000 on him. I'd done the right thing, got him insured. I'd done everything right, and it was like everything was against me, and they just sapped up all my money. And I can remember in the vets phoning me insurance, and my insurance was taking that long, and I was all in a panic and all in stress. Don't forget, I was all stressed out about this. And I said to the vet, oh, do you need me to put the phone down? He said, yeah. So I could never sort my insurance out. So he said, it's going to cost £1,000 and something, maybe £1,500, have one ear done. Now, and then another £1,000 or maybe two, I don't know, £1,000 or two, if I have the other ear done, if he needs to have it done. So I was trying to work out how much money I'd got left, because they took a chunk out already, and nothing had been done. As far as I knew, all Frank had done is gone through a tunnel, but he'd been this vet for that many days, been here all over the place, and that vet, and they were all watching him walk, and his head was like this, and he couldn't walk properly. And anyway, I was insured for £5,000, and I had his ear done, and I thought, well, if I've got pay for it, I will do. I'll pay. But I was so angry, honestly, I was so angry. What if it's coming out of your own pocket? I mean, oh yeah, I'll just spend 5,000 so you can just diagnose me. Cat's got have an operation on its ear. Yeah. This is just how annoying it is, even though it was years ago. But you imagine when it's your pet as well. It's not just money, it's your pet as well. But if it was your money, I mean, I don't want you to think they'll put money before my cat. I mean, was going to pay. And so, he gets booked in for his operation, and he had his operation, brought him home, that many antibiotics, he nearly got used to them, steroids, antibiotics, and he's just never been right ever since. He's still got his tilted head, he still walks with his head tilted, and he's just quiet. He's really, really like quiet. So after all that panic, all that stress, all those grey hairs, all that, oh, I can't tell you how much stress. So where can I get the money from? What can I do? Where can I borrow it from? All that stress. So I get home and I phones my insurance up. I think it was here now. Do you know, I can't really remember because I'd done it that quickly with having Frank. I just wanted to get him insured. And I can't really remember. So I phoned my insurance up and I said, look, I said, this is what's happened with Frank. And I said, so how much is he insured for? Is it just 5,000? Already his money's gone now. Right. That's it. Frank needs anything else now, it's got to come out of my pocket now. If he needs his other ear done, anything else done, it's got to start coming out of my pocket from now on, because they zapped it all up. And he said, no, he's insured for 5,000 a month. Now, he didn't have to have his other ear done till 3 months after having his first ear done, but he didn't have to have his second ear done. They tested his ear and his other ear was fine, so he didn't have to go through down that route of having the operation on his second ear. It was a little bit damaged, but not so much where he would have had to have another operation. So he didn't have to have the operation on his second ear, he was fine. But he had to have loads and loads of pills and antibiotics and all that sort of stuff. So after all that stress, I'd picked a pretty good insurance that was giving me 5,000 a month, and the veterinary nurses that were my vets didn't believe me. I said, yeah, he's got £5,000 a month. And they didn't believe me that much, as they actually phoned them up and asked them, and they said, yeah, because they'd never heard of an insurance company that does that. I mean, whether they do it now, but that was years ago. And there was me panicking, and somehow I'd picked a really good flaming insurance that covered him. But it's what I'm trying to say now is, do not shove nothing down your cat's ears. Right, the only thing to clean your cat's ears are, right, I'll try to get you a video of Frank walking in a minute. Right, now the only thing you need to clean your cat's ears is that, and you do not prod nothing down the ear, and you just wipe out in the cracks like that. That's it. I mean, sometimes I dab it in a little bit of water. Sometimes I'll use, not cotton wool, those round things what you use for your face, those round face things, like round cotton things like cotton wool, and you can just wet it and wipe around, and then you just basically just get in all the crooks and crannies, and that's it. Don't do nothing else. Don't go prodding down. Do not go squirting nothing down the ear. Do not do that. So I don't know whether Frank, I will try to get you a video of Frank walking. He might go under my bed because, see, the thing is, when Frank comes upstairs, he thinks he's having a bath. So he's, I'll have to be quick, but in a minute I'll try block him. There you go. Frank? Frank? No, you're not having a bath, mate. Move. Can you see him? Frankie, come here. He says, get lost. I'm trying hard because you're going to give me a bath. Frankie, Luke, I can't see what I'm filming at the moment. I hope I'm getting him on. I'm getting him on. Frankie. Yeah, so there you go. That's Frankie, come here. Come here. Whoops. Come here, Frankie. You got a little sneezy. You're not having a bath, Frankie. You're not having a bath. See, his head tilt. Well, still love him, but did ruin him. Be careful with their ears. I mean, I'm sure my eardrum will bust if someone went squirted it down me. I could go mad. I mean, sometimes in life you can go mad. Luckily, I don't think about it often, even though I have to look at him with an head tilt. Still love you, don't you, duck, eh? It's the sweetest thing ever. You've been through it, haven't you, duck? Poor thing went right through it. Well, we're going to say bye-bye now, Frankie. Say bye-bye, Frankie. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Oh, and any of you had the same experience? But do you know what? If I can help one single cat to not have stuff squirted down their ear, this video will be well worth making. So, thanks for watching, and bye.